What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you about the topic of finding work remotely and how you can become a remote worker. You might be scratching your head and saying, what is a remote worker? Well, it's someone who works remotely. Now this is not necessarily a freelancer, this could be someone who actually works for a company. And I got the idea for creating this video because in a previous video, somebody asked a question. They said they're starting off as a coder, but in their area, most jobs require that a person has a college degree, has some university, and possibly some work experience. So what is a person supposed to do if that's the situation? How can they get a job as a coder if everywhere near them requires to have that type of education? Now, typically that's where a person decides to become a freelancer. But with freelancing, there comes a lot of risk. It could take you a significant amount of time before you actually start making money. And that could be very tough for someone who doesn't have savings set up in order to get them through the first 6 months or a year before they start actually earning some money. And then with freelancing, it's kind of unstable. You might have some months where you're making a good amount of money, and then you can also find that there's going to be months where you're not making that much. So that instability can be kind of scary for people. Hence why people like to get a 9-to-5 or work for a larger company that provides them a steady paycheck. And then maybe you also get some benefits like dental, healthcare, 401k, dedicated vacation time, and things of that nature. That's where being a remote worker comes into play. Now the benefit of being a remote worker is you can work from home. You can work for a company and get all the benefits of a stable job while not having to deal with traveling. And you also get the benefit that you don't have to just work for people locally. This is the internet. This is the World Wide Web. That means you can work for anybody or any company no matter where they're geographically located. Now this opens up a world of possibilities. Now why would companies want to work with remote workers versus people coming into the office? Well, there's a bunch of benefits for companies in order to hire people remotely. The company can tap into the skill set of people who might be a world away. Also, it's less likely that a person calls in sick if they're already home. And maybe they have a decentralized work environment. And if you look at some stats online, 24% of people who were employed in 2015 worked remotely in some way, shape, or form. So if you can't find a job locally within your area, then you could just do a very quick Google search for your industry to see what job opportunities are out there. And trust me, you're going to find there's going to be a bunch of them. Now, working remotely can be tough. As easy as it might seem, you get up whenever you want. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to commute except from your bed to your home office. There are things that you're going to have to take into consideration, like you're going to have to structure your day, making sure you have your time to actually work. Because if you don't have structure, you're going to end up wasting a whole lot of time. Another thing you have to focus on is making sure you have a dedicated work area. Now this is very important because you want to get in the mindset of working. If you have too many distractions around you, if you have too many things that's taking away your attention, that's going to make it more difficult for you to work. And that's more so true when you're working from home. And you also have to make sure that you respect your time, because time is money. So the more time you waste, the less money you can make. And even though you're working remotely, the people you're working for is going to want to make sure that you're actually clocking in the hours. And every company can handle this differently. But ultimately, you want to make sure you're getting your work done. So you have to respect your time. That might mean turning off your email accounts, turning off your social media notifications, and making sure that everyone around you is aware when you're going to be working. Now, another thing you're going to have to focus on is how are you going to communicate with your job? How are you going to communicate with your team? Or if you're a freelancer, how are you going to communicate with your clients? Obviously, there's the basics. You have your cell phone, you have your email, you could text message, you could FaceTime, or you could use a service like Slack. You got to find the way that your company or the clients you're going to be working with want to be able to communicate with you. And you want to make sure that all communication can be archived in some way, shape, or form. This also segues into maximizing your technology. Working remotely is only possible because of the amount of technology we have within our lives. The fact that we walk around with mini computers in our pockets every single day that allows us to stay connected. That's powerful. So make sure to learn all the features and how to use all the apps on your phone so that way you can stay connected. And also make sure you have a good grasp of the computer you're working with. Learn how to deal with the security aspect of it because you're going to have to make sure your systems are secure. Make sure you have ample backup solutions and make sure you have the tools that you need in order to communicate effectively with your team. This might mean you have a webcam, or it might mean you're utilizing other programs that might help you within this process. Now, another thing about working remotely is you're going to have to deal with the fact that you're working alone, and that might be great for some people, and some people might have a tough time with that. The experience of working with other people can be beneficial on the human psyche, and working alone in isolation can be kind of tough. So you're going to have to figure that out. Figure out how you have social interaction, figure out if your organization or the company you're working with has a time where they get together as a group, or maybe they have local meetups for their individual organization. Alright, so if you can't find a job locally, just go online and there's going to be a job right there for you to find. Now obviously you should probably have a portfolio set up or a resume or something that you can provide the potential employer in order to demonstrate your skill set. I also recommend doing a significant amount of research on the various companies that are out there. Check out the reviews from other people who worked remotely at that company and determine if it's going to be a good fit for you. Again, the beauty of being a coder and a web developer is you could work from anywhere, and you could pretty much work for anyone who's hiring remote workers. Alright, so hopefully you found this video helpful. I just wanted to give you some insight on how you can find a job remotely if the jobs are not there locally for you. If you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that notification icon. If you have any comments, leave them down below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.